Hey everybody, it's Briggs here. We're watching another World of Tanks video replay. This is from me in the RHM, as you can see. My favourite tank at the moment, so I'm playing quite a lot of it. This battle is probably the best battle I've ever done. It's in the RHM. It's better than any of the other ones that I've shown you before, the two other ones specifically. I've got the big gun on it. I've decided I had a quick change of which gun I wanted, which gun I didn't want, the bigger or the better pen. And in the end, the bigger one paid out, to be honest, because I'm all about trying to do as much damage as possible in the least amount of shots, and I think this one is going to win the day. Although obviously the amount of accuracy and the penetration is less, but I'm happy nonetheless. Now, this is really the only position that I'm going to take up for the entirety of this map. I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible and see if we can win. Now this battle is very, very close. There is a point about halfway through where it could go either way very easily. But generally it turns out to be a rather interesting map, especially for me, because, well, if this happens, your first shot of the day happens like this, then so my first shot of the day does 1700 damage. It ammo racks an IS-8. Obviously from a side that's pretty good, but to be honest, I don't think I've ever ammo racked anyone for that much damage before. So I'm pretty pleased with that as a first shot, to be honest. I get spotted, I move back because they've got an arty on their team. A not particularly good artillery player, but you've got to watch out anyway. Now, there are a number of different factors in this game, in this battle I have to worry about. I've got to worry about this Tiger 2 on the right hand side here, who seems to just hold his position there, and I don't know why, because he could easily come round and pop a shot off and do some damage. The ISU-152 has decided he's going to focus on shooting into the middle, which is quite a stupid thing really, because of the fact that there is only two tanks in the middle area. We've got the AMX 1357F, who I'm in the process of telling to fall back because I want him, by falling back, to pull the Tiger 2 towards me. And then the 5916, who's also in the middle, he's kind of just doing a little scouty thingamabob. And then we've got the Emil here as well, who's sitting, the Emil Styr, or the Styr Emil, or whatever it is. He's going to do a little bit of damage. I'm going to do a little bit of damage, but the ISU decides he's had enough of this. He's going to try and flank the middle. Wrong choice. Another 677 damage. That's a low roll when it comes to this, but when you've got the Emil also fighting for you as well on your side, who's a very decent player, then it doesn't matter, does it really? So I'm hoping that this Tiger 2 is going to come around the corner. He's not at the moment. The RHM is also sitting just on the other side of the hill, and to be honest, at this stage we're losing. We are very much losing, and I almost get a shot on the IS-3, but I didn't want to risk it bouncing, because that would just be a shame really. But it's a very even game, and it could go either way if that middle gets lost here. The Tiger 2 is still sitting around that corner. He's doing pretty much nothing, which is a shame really, because he could do some damage here, but he's obviously deciding that he doesn't really want to do anything at all, so hey, what are you going to do? And I really do want this 1357, who's kind of proxy spotting the Tiger 2, to fall back a little bit, so it maybe pulls the Tiger 2 around the corner. But the Tiger 2 decides, you know what, I'm going to come round anyway, and he's going to move his turret, and, well, 711 damage. He's going to do some bad luck there. I think, if I'm honest, he's probably a bot, or he's a really awful player. Either way. We've got the SU-12254. He's going to focus on the 1357. Is it 13? Yeah, 1357F. And the T28 prototype will take him out. So now we're stuck on this right hand side, and we were in a really difficult spot before. We're even worse now, because we are pretty much in trouble. I get a decent shot on the SU-122-54. The RT's now decided he wants to focus on me, but no other shots coming. The SU-122-54 misses the shot, which would have done a nice bit of damage, but he decides to back off, and now I'm going to focus, hopefully, on the RHM. The RHM knows where I am. I've loaded HE. I've only got a half decent shot off on him, 462 damage, but the EML destroys him, which is brilliant. That's why he's there. I'm glad he is. The problem is the EML's luck is about to run out. The SU-122-54 is sitting behind that little rock. And the VK-452A has decided he wants to have nothing to do with any of that middle. He's going to flank completely around. I've missed a shot here, which is very unlucky because I'd have done a serious amount of damage. The EML, on the other hand, decides that he wants to not live anymore. Well, it wasn't his decision, really. And now I've got to wait for the reload. But because the T-28 is struggling up that hill, I'm going to get really lucky, and so is our artillery player, because as soon as I fire, the artillery player decides, you know what, I'm going to fire too. In fact, he fired before I fired, and we managed to get some nice damage done. So not much left on the board anymore. We've evened it up quite nicely. Obviously still one tank down, but I think we're in a pretty decent position here. The 12254 is really low. The Tiger 2 is also very low. T20 is on 50% pretty much, and the 4502A is, I think, somewhere in the middle as well. I think he's half health. Or it may even be full health. He is full health. Wow. So now I've realised that probably my position isn't that good, but I'm going to see what we can do. The 12254 is just peaked out a little bit. The Tiger 2 has also decided he's had enough of life, and just making sure I've got it. And I am a rack, which is very nice, which means I've got 2 Amaraks. Although it was only 122 damage, it was an Amarak. And now I'm going to displace, because I know that the artillery, if I stay there, is going to drop another one on me. So I'm going to move out the way. I'm going to help the rest of my team as much as possible. The 2 VKs are having a bit of a fight here. The GW Tiger's not happy for some reason, but we've decidedly taken a lead. The VK has died on their team, and we're going to move out and see what we can do. Now, the T20 has nowhere to go. He's going to sit on that little hillside, and unfortunately he's going to get cornered in, and he's going to reverse, and he's going to keep reversing until we get to a point where I can shoot him. I've loaded HE for some reason. I don't know why at this point. Maybe I was thinking ahead for the artillery. Maybe I was just, I don't know, saving some money. I don't know if HE costs less than AP, but I loaded HE. I wanted to make sure I got into a position where I could hit the back of this T20, and in a way it's a shame that I didn't load AP, because this shot would have obviously killed the T20 outright. Instead I get 401, but I do get a little bit of the spotting damage for obviously tracking him before he got killed, which is obviously very nice. And we're going to move out and take out the artillery. The artillery doesn't get taken out by me. I don't make a mistake, but I go around the wrong way and miss it. But generally, 5,550 damage. 4,000 of that was in sniper, as in it was more than 300 meters away. And I did get 1,900 spotting or assistant damage, basically for tracking and spotting the vehicles that have come round, which I think's pretty damn good. And times 2, I think it was 9,300 XP, which I don't think I've ever got more than that. I think that's a times 2. So I'm really quite pleasantly surprised. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing this battle. I thought I wasn't going to get anywhere. I was going to do, you know, mediocre 2k damage or something, and that would be it. But there we go. Just watch the final demise of the M5355, and there we go. Anyway, thanks very much everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more coming up soon.